This week's Michigan Lottery Excellence in Education winner is Jordan Patterson with Inland Lake Schools in Indian River. Congratulations.
Thank you. It's awesome to be here. I'm very humbled.
We have a video from your nominator. Let's take a look.
Hi there. Jordan Patterson would be an excellent, deserving recipient to this award. In addition to holding students accountable for excellent behavior and achievement, he has started the ILS News program, a student-led, student-created, and student-produced weekly news program that airs to all students in our district every Monday. He has wrote and championed the curriculum for our advisory course, where the goal of this course is for students to have stronger relationships with each other and a stronger relationship with a staff member, so that every student has a staff member looking out for them in our district. He also started a gay-straight alliance, making sure that all students have a safe space in the building, especially our LGBTQ plus students. His work is a testament to the need for strong relationships within a building.
Jordan, as you were watching that, what was going through your mind?
How much Sarah Furman could be sitting in this chair too. She's an amazing teacher at our school. There are numerous teachers at my school that could be sitting in this chair. I try to teach my kids too, though. You know, we crave to be recognized, and then when we finally get a compliment, we usually brush it off because it makes us feel awkward. And so I just want to make sure I don't do that. And I'm really happy to be here, and I really appreciate it. It's a really awesome feeling.
And tell me why you're a teacher.
I'm a teacher. I didn't know I wanted to be a teacher. I started out not really sure what I wanted to do once I left school. And then the idea of being a teacher kind of crossed my mind. And I ended up sitting in a couple of classrooms just to observe and see if I wanted to do this. And it became clear to me that you're able to make connections. You're able to do something that matters. And I was someone that absolutely loved high school. Didn't matter how sick I was going to go. And I absolutely hated middle school. I was bullied, and you couldn't pay me enough to relive those middle school years. So I try my best to kind of make the experience for my students what my high school experience was and avoid the middle school experience.
Tell me what you're most proud of overlooking the 5 years that you've been in this profession.
Well, I think I'm most proud of what I've done at Inland Lakes and how I truly believe I've just done all I can to try and make that school better. And I was really proud of getting the local news into our school to showcase something that we were doing in our school, and they were so receptive to it. And I think people want to see schools doing great things, and all schools are. You just need to get people in there to show it off. So I was really proud of that.
That's awesome. So you do a lot of project-based learning with things like historical reenactments and such. Tell me a little bit about that and why that's important.
For me, I think the question that students ask, why should we learn this, is really valid nowadays. I can admit that I don't think a conversation about feudalism is going to come up in a job interview for them. And while they learn feudalism, what can I do to kind of make that learning more valuable? And so the reenactment, kids are naturally competitive, so they enjoy that aspect of it. But it also is this idea where, I'm splitting the classroom into two, and they're competing against each other, but they're also working collaboratively with each other. A couple of students are chosen to be the leaders, and they pretty much become the teacher in the classroom. And so that's really fun to see them experience that, and usually they step up to the challenge and they do a great job, and the other students kind of learning what it takes to be a leader, and all those things I'm hoping help them in later on in life much more than being able to just understand what feudalism is.
Yeah.
Or what it was.
Is there something that you do in your classroom that could be easily replicated by other teachers?
Of course. Off the top of my head, an end of the year survey is given to my students where I ask them pretty hard hitting questions. I think, like, did you feel respected in this classroom, with a rating of 1 out of 5? Do you feel like what you learned in this class was valuable? 1 out of 5. Do you believe that I was a good example of what a good person should be? Just questions, you can't ask them if they like the class. You can't ask them, do you think I was nice? You need to be a little bit more hard hitting than that. But, I got feedback that students didn't feel like I gave them enough time on projects. And so I did have to have a conversation with myself where, okay, am I kind of not giving them enough time? Do I need to rethink that? So I think just asking for feedback from students is something that is easily replicated and goes a long way with earning their respect, making you a better teacher, among other things.
I understand that you keep your personal time personal, so you don't do evening hours necessarily or anything like that. Tell me about that.
Yeah, geez. I know there are so many teachers out there that are going to disagree with me on this, and that is absolutely fine. I have a debate project too for a reason. Like that's a great debate topic, but I think one thing that teachers can sometimes do is work themselves too hard. And, we see movies like Freedom Riders, and you think you have to go into the classroom and save every kid and, lift the entire community. And I just feel like if you go into there with that ideology and that viewpoint, you're going to work yourself to the bone. And then, we have huge turnover in the first 2 years within teachers. And I think it's because they are taking their work home with them and they are grading endless hours into the night. And I'm just a big believer that you will have my full attention and my full effort from about 7 a.m. to about 3:30 p.m. And then I go home and I'm with my wife and I'm with my kids and I get to reset and recharge. And then when I get back in there the next day, I'm all in. But I just do try to warn when newcomer teachers, it's like, take your time off seriously because you need it. I joke, but teachers need the weekends and spring breaks just as much as the students. So, just use that time. Don't burn yourself out. Be a great teacher for 40 years instead of being an excellent teacher for 2 years. You can help so many more people.
That's awesome. Fast forward 20 years from now, you run into a former student. What do you hope that they say to you about their experience in your classroom?
Oh, geez. I hope that they would say that, their time in my classroom was valuable, that they felt like they, gained speaking skills, reading skills, writing skills. I'm a big believer that those three are pretty much the three things you need in life, and everything else kind of works itself out. So I really focus on read, write, and speak. But I've also gotten to the point now where I've taught for long enough that some of my kids are starting to graduate, and some of them are starting to reach out, and I catch them either out in the streets or just in the amazing world of social media now that we have. And it's really awesome to hear from them and to hear about the student that was terrified of my debate project and I pretty much had to drag onto stage. And, now she's the valedictorian giving a speech at her school, and it was, a walk in the park, and it was so easy. And, it's things like that that are really nice.
Yeah. Well, thank you for what you do. Congratulations.
Thank you. No, I really appreciate it.
Jordan from Inland Lake Schools in Indian River receives a $2,000 check from the Michigan Lottery. Excellence in Education Award sponsored by the Michigan Lottery, providing more than $27 billion to public education since 1972.